Alright guys, so this is going to be my El Tigre Q&A. As always, I do these topic-specific Q&A preludes for people to ask questions on Patreon. So as always, if you guys would like to be part of the next Q&A, just hit the link below, head on over to the second tier, and that'll allow you to check out exclusive videos over there, as well as, you know, be able to ask questions over on those videos whenever I post them. So yeah, I want to thank everyone who sent me questions for the video, and yeah. So let's get started. So sorry, just kind of like looking through the questions real fast. Anyway, so our first question comes from Lamonta Benson. How could Manny Freda how could a Manny Freda ship work in your eyes? See, I preferred Manny with Cuervo. I felt like it was a nice Batman-Catwoman relationship. Just a little more fun. And Freda was always annoying to me. So, also, I apologize. I got, like, peanut butter in my mouth. I feel like a dog who just was like... That's what I feel. I just ate a peanut butter sandwich because I had just gotten home from work. And I just feel like that. Anyway. Getting back on topic, Freda was always annoying to me. I mean, she was an alright character on her own, but I could only take her so much. I could only take that, you know, that kind of annoyance so much. So, I mean, that was the end game regardless, so my feelings are kind of regardless on it. I was just like, alright, I get it. Anyway. So what's your second question? Lamonta's second question is, what's your favorite and least favorite villain in the show? Favorite villain, Black Cuervo. Easily. My second favorite, if we were to go by, like, second favorite, my second favorite villain in El Tigre would probably be, Dr. Chipotle. Probably because it's Richard Horvitz doing the voice. Dr. Chipotle Jr., and it's just, he's just playing Hispanic Zim. That's really it. Anyway. So my least favorite villain, though, I would say... what's his name? He was a little nerdy guy, and he had like a big big sombrero that turned into a mech suit. I forget his name, but that one, he always bothered the fuck out of me because I just thought he was so annoying. I also didn't like the Cactus Kid. I know he was a one-off villain, but I was like, God, you're fucking annoying, and I know that's on purpose, but like, holy shit, fuck you, kid. Anyway. So, and your third question is, do you wish for a El Tigre movie to come out one day? I would love an El Tigre movie, and there was that era reel in the late 2010s where Nickelodeon was like doing movies for all of their older franchises like Invader Zim, Hey Arnold, and I was really hoping we would get El Tigre, at least like a movie, kind of like in the vein of the Hey Arnold Jungle movie, where it could, you know, be a nice, like, final chapter or another adventure. But, yeah, I would absolutely love one. I don't know what the story would be, per se, but I would adore an El Tigre movie. At least like an El Tigre TV movie, yeah. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Lamonta. Moving on now to Tom Hibbert, who asks, if you had to choose... would you either make El Tigre a hero or a villain permanently, since he's always been in the middle, good and evil? I think I would go, like, I know it's kind of the cop-out answer, but, like, I would pick, I think I would pick, like, anti-hero, but I think it would be more, like, I think he would be villain, because that's the thing, is that he's a hero, but he thinks like a villain, like, and I think it would be cool if like we did have a character who was like, no, being good sucks. I don't like it. Like, I want to be I want to walk the path of being a villain, but I'm gonna have rules to I'm gonna be like I'm gonna Venom this bitch. There you go. So I would pick evil, honestly. Your second question is, what is your favorite episode from the show? I would say my favorite episode from the show, the Halloween episode was fun. The Dia de los Muertos episode was fun. I really enjoyed that one. But I do like the episode where Manny where like Manny has to pretend to date Zoe, and I really liked. I liked that episode. I was like, why can't we just do that? Like, why does it have to be, you know, Freda that you know? But anyway, I digress. And your third question is, what would El Tigre and Jaime Reyes, aka Blue Beetle, think of each other? I think they would have a lot of fun. They're both young characters who are still growing as heroes, or in Manny's case, hero/villain. I think those two would definitely have a lot of common ground. I do think that they would definitely play off of each other. They both love to you know, make jokes. They love to have a lot of fun. So I think they would definitely be BFFs. I do think Jaime and Manny would be, you know, good friends, honestly. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Tom Hibbert. Moving on now to Hunter Johnson, who asks, what if El Tigre was Gotham City's protector? He'd fail miserably. He would honestly 100% fail, absolutely 100% fail in this regard. Because here's the thing. Manny is gonna, like, be seduced by these villains. Even though, yes, they are scarier and more violent, but, like, he's gonna see, like, the money that, like, sorry, I lost myself. I just got back from work, like, 2 minutes ago when I did this video, so I'm very exhausted and kind of scatterbrained. But, yeah, he's gonna, she's gonna see the money that, like, Black Mask and Penguin make all this money, and he's gonna be like, ooh, I like money, and kind of fail at it. And I think he would also, if he was a hero, I think he would be, like, on some kind of take, honestly. Just kind of like, I'll occasionally look the other way, for when for when other people want to commit crimes. Anyway. So, next question is, would Black Hat work as a villain for El Tigre? I mean, yeah, he kind of, like, Sartana of the Dead is kind of like Black Hat, just a little more accurate, so I would say probably, yeah, probably, like, that's, like, I think that's, like, a good assumption to make, so definitely. And your third question is, what if El Tigre was trained by the Crystal Gems? I think he would hate it. He would honestly hate it, because if you thought the training he has to go through with his grandfather and his dad, the gems would be so much worse, especially Pearl. Pearl would just, like, Pearl is just basically Rodolfo times 10. So, and I think, like, every time she tried to, like, sing whenever he's like, oh god, here we go with the songs again. Yeah. So like I said, he'd hate it. Alright, thank you for those questions, Hunter. Moving on now to David Deister, who asks, what if El Tigre did a crossover with the Universal Monsters? You see, here's the thing. I don't think I would have all the Universal Monsters in this. I really don't think I would have all of the Universal Monsters in this crossover. I think I'd just do Dracula. And what I would do is that what happens is that Dracula, after the events of the movie, his body was moved to Mexico. Like, maybe some followers moved him to Mexico in order to, like, be closer to Camazotz, the Mayan bat god, and and basically resurrect Dracula as, like, his avatar or something of that degree. But he was basically hunted down by Van Helsing again and staked one more time before he became Camazott's avatar. And then we cut to the present day, and Manny and Freda, through shenanigans, accidentally resurrect Dracula again, and now he plans to, like, unleash Camazotz on Miracle City. Yeah. Oh, I'm tired. Sorry. But yeah, thank you for that question, David. Alright, let me just look through here real quick. Anyway, so, next questions come from Jason Voorhees 2011, who asks, have you ever made up an original villain to be part of Manny's... You said Nanny, but I get it. It was of Manny's Rogues Gallery, and if so, what were they like? I did have one. I did have one villain in particular I did make for stories, and that was El Scorpio. El Scorpio, like, my idea was that he was this kind of like this mercenary. He was this mercenary for like that was out of town. He had a a knack for hunting superheroes like trophies, but he also liked to get paid. So he has like two things. He wants to get paid, but he also wants to keep a trophy of the heroes. He hunts heroes exclusively, and he's got a big paycheck to him. So only the finest can afford El Scorpio's work. Basically, like, El Scorpio, like, he basically has like a pair of guns with poison tip bullets, and also has like a whip with a that's laced with scorpion venom on it. So if he hits you with the whip, you're gonna get poisoned. He also had like a lot of like venom based weaponry. Like, a lot of it was like hallucinogenics and things like that. So when you're fighting, so if he like nicked you with a knife or something, you'd be like having like a scarecrow kind of nightmare. Kind of like how, funny enough, Scorpion was in the Spider-Man 2 game. Funny enough. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, so there you go. There's your first question. Second question is, what non-comic villain could you see Manny and his family fighting? Oof, that's a good question. Who could I see in a non-comic villain as a villain for Manny? That's a good one. Damn, I'm really thinking here. I think who I would have. Well, crap. I'm stumped. Actually, no. I think who I would have is probably like my pick, like my personal pick, and just because of like how like different he is from a lot of Manny's villains. And this is gonna sound weird, but the Rat King, one of the Ninja Turtles villains, and why specifically the Rat King? Because this guy's a nightmare. This guy is a straight up nightmare, especially like the one I would use, the 2012 version of the Rat King. We really only had 2 episodes, but he was scary, plus he was voiced by Jeffrey Combs, fucking Reanimator himself. And he was just this terrifying, like, he had mountains of rats at his command. So he was just this nightmare kind of character who would just come at you. And I think Manny's not used to, like, I mean, the closest is Sartana, but even then she's kind of campy in her own right. But like, Rat King was just scary. Like, the Rat King was just a scary motherfucker coming at you. As for, like, another villain, I would say that could probably, like, another non-comic villain, I would probably pick, I would say, I just had it, too. I would actually say, like, the villain, like, actually, no, Toxon from, Max Steel. Toxon is like the newer version of Max Steel, not the original 90s cartoon. Toxon would be fun because he kind of fits that rogues gallery. Also, like, he's just this big toxic waste villain. And I would say for one more, because now I'm on a roll, because now my brain is finally braining. One more I would pick is I would say Loot and Plunder from Captain Planet. Loot and Plunder. Plunder would be really cool in that he would tempt Manny with all this money and useless stuff, and Manny would just be tempted by that all the time to, like, switch sides. So I think that would be cool to really play with that. So those are just a few picks. And finally, your third question is, how would you go about a prequel series centered around a younger Puma Loco? I would probably, like, if I was to do, like, a Puma Loco series, I would say how I would do it is that it would focus on Puma, like, feeling like Manny did. Like, he couldn't match up to what his father wanted and wanting to be a hero. And, like, I would have that Puma in his younger years wanted to be a hero and cut that generation of, like, good guy, bad guy, good guy, bad guy. But he just keeps failing his father all the time because he's not physically strong. And he sees, like, you know, the mecha suit and how Miracle City is, really. So it would just be, like, a cool, like, he slips into that villain role so easily. That's what I'd do, anyway. So thank you for those questions, Jason. Moving on now to Cyborg 19.99. How would you do a El Tigre Black Panther crossover? That's your first question. How I would do a Black Panther El Tigre crossover is have it that this would be set in the past. Like, I don't know, like, what exactly, like, the full plot would be, but how I would do it is that this would be a story where this focuses on the El Tigre we saw still alive, the previous one before Manny, like, encountering one of the Black Panthers from T'Challa's bloodline, and, like, he was trying to steal vibranium. That's kind of a loose idea. And your second question is, what do you think of a crossover between Zorro and El Tigre? That would be cool, but it would involve, like, it would have to be another, like, set in the past. This is a El Tigre from another time encountering Zorro. That's the best way I could do it. I couldn't really think of something right off the top of my head, but it would be something like that. But thank you for those questions, Cyborg. Moving on to Bill McLaughlin, who asks, what would be... First question is, what would be the catalyst that would push El Tigre to be a full-on villain? I think it would just be like I can't do, you know, I can't be what my father wants me to be, and I need to, and, like, it's so freeing being a villain. Like, being a hero is just so, like, it's become so toxic for me that I need to break free of it. Second question: who is someone you would have wanted to make a guest appearance in El Tigre as a hero or villain? I would say hero-wise, I think we kind of needed a Danny Phantom El Tigre crossover. I think that would have been really neat to see. That's my pick. And your third question is, if you could have El Tigre be made into an ongoing comic series, what company would you want it to be made make those comics? I would say my personal pick would be Boom Studios. I think they did a lot of great work when they had the Disney license. So I would say personally that Boom Studios, because they do really good on animated series comics. But I think nowadays it's probably going to be, if realistically, I think it'd be Dynamite, because they're taking up all these, like, cartoon series from your childhood and making them into comics, obviously with Gargoyles and that soon to be Thundercats and all that. So Boom or Dynamite. Boom goes the dynamite, as one might say. But anyway, so there you go, guys. That's pretty much the Q&A for El Tigre. You guys tell me in the comments below what you guys think of it. And yeah, once again, I'd like to thank everyone who sent in questions for this Q&A. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.